Good morning, students. Today, as a part of the video lessons for the MCOM first semester in the subject of Indian financial system, we go for the learning of some important concepts in the context of Indian money market. Naturally, in any countries or economies, money market, these do exist to a major extent or to a certain extent. As we are studying the Indian financial system, we will go for learning of the money market in the Indian financial system. Now we will discuss the structure and composition of the Indian money market. If you observe this diagram, it can be understood that the Indian money market has been categorized into two different categories. One is the organized sector and the second one is the unorganized sector. The organized sector in the sense which is mostly being governed by the principles of the governance or the government, as well as the regulators prescribed by the government in the Indian financial system. Particularly, to a major extent, the money market is conducted and controlled by the Reserve Bank of India as a chief regulator in the Indian financial system. So the organized sector is mostly being governed and regulated and supervised by the Reserve Bank of India in a systematic manner from time to time in the organized sector. Apart from that, there is an unorganized sector where the intervention of the government is minimum and the market forces or the market demand and supply is going to be the controller or the actions decider in the case of the unorganized sector. Now we will go for a overall view of the unorganized sector. The unorganized sector comprises of several markets and sub-markets. If you come to a understanding of that, the money market in the organized sector is not composed into a single market. It consists of several sub-markets and sub-sub-markets do comprise as a whole the Indian money market. The important feature of the money market instrument is that here they are highly liquid and it is characterized by high degree of the safety of principle. In principle, the unorganized sector is not that much safe, whereas in comparison to this organized sector, the organized sector is safe, and according to the principle of safe by the RBI, from time to time, this will be monitored or supervised. So what are the various instruments that will be traded or that will be available for operations in the organized sector? The first one is call and notice money market. The second one is T-bills market or treasury bills market. Here you have to keep in mind wherever we use the word treasury means the government, right? The government, treasury means the government. The government controlled arena is called as treasury. Next, commercial bills market, certificate of deposits, commercial papers, money market mutual funds, the repo market, the discounting and financing houses, institutions. Under the unorganized sector, we have indigenous banks, money lenders, non-banking financing companies. Again, they can be chit funds, nidhis, loan or finance companies, finance brokers and others whomsoever have not been covered in the earlier categories. They will be coming under the others. Right? Now let us go one by one. The first one is call and notice money market. What is a call money and what is a notice money? The call money market is extremely maintained for a very short period of time under the money market. Under the call money market, funds are transacted on overnight basis and the participants are mostly banks. I will give you an example here as far as the call money is concerned. Here, almost all the banks will be going to participate under this call money market. For example, the Punjab National Bank, Wardha, on a particular day has run out of shortage of certain money. So they called the State Bank of India to supply 10 crores over the phone by the manager of the Punjab National Bank to the manager of the State Bank of India, Wardha. So then readily, the next day morning when the bank opens, the State Bank of India manager has sent with security the 10 crores money to the branch manager of Punjab National Bank by informing the same to the Reserve Bank of India. Right? So this is mostly done through phone line. That's why it is also called as telephonic market. Most of the times the call money, as and when you call, the money is being sent to the person who require the funds, and it is being mostly executed in the banking sector. So that's why the money which is at call by one bank to the another bank is called as the call money market. And as and when the particular money is being revived, automatically the Punjab National Bank manager will credit that amount into the bank of the State Bank of India manager. Automatically there will be a reverse entry and that will be registered by the Reserve Bank of India. That is what we go for doing the things in the call money market. And now coming to the question of the notice money market. What is this notice money market? The notice money market is just a money market as an extension of the call money market. And here the funds are being transacted for a minimum period of 2 days and a maximum period of 14 days. Here the person who wants money will issue a notice to the person who is in a position to supply the money. And as and when the notice is taken by the supplier of the money, will have to give a confirmation to the person who wants to borrow the money. And when once the money is being sent to the requirer or the demanding institution or the person, after that there will be a short notice again and the money is being returned. So this is the way how the money is issued at the notice of the borrower, at the notice of the borrower to the lender of the money. So such type of money market is called as notice money market. In both the cases here, if you observe, there is a demand, there is a call, there is a notice, and the money is being transacted between and among the persons who are in the borrower end as well as the lender end. And the market rate which is being used here is going to be determined by the at present rate of the rate of interest in the market. Right? Next one. Who will be participating in the notice money market? All the cooperative banks, all the private banks, all the non-banking financing companies and other banking institutions and non-banking financial institutions. They will be going to use it. Coming to the question of the call money market is concerned, in India we have the call money market centers in Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, etc. Wherever there is a huge volume of trading being executed and the money market is so much of being linked. Here, particularly there is a great vigilance and control and supervision both in the call and notice money markets by the Reserve Bank of India from time to time. Next we will go for Treasury Bills market. This market is also called as T-bills market, which is being controlled by the Reserve Bank of India. At present, the Treasury bills are available through auction, and the days for which the bills are being delivered through auction by the government are for 91 days, 182 days and 364 days. But here the state governments do not have any role play. Here there is only the central government or the Reserve Bank of India is going to play a role in the treasury bills market. And most of the times the treasury bills are used in the multiples of either 25,000 rupees or in multiples of 25,000 rupees. Means 25,000, 50,000, right? 75,000, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 25,000, 1 lakh 50,000, like that. But even then, in general phenomenon, if we observe, there will be a crores of money, lakhs of money are being used through the transactions in the treasury bills market or the T-bills market. Here the nature is the T-bills are highly liquid and readily available, and there is an absence of the risk or default. In India, T-bills have narrow market and are underdeveloped or undeveloped properly. The commercial banks, the primary dealers, the mutual funds, the corporates, financial institutions, provident funds or pension funds and insurance companies are allowed to participate in the treasury bills market or the T-bills market, where there is a huge need as well as huge supply of money is required. In such a case, the treasury bills market is going to come to the rescue of those institutions, and it is mostly being governed by the government, particularly the Reserve Bank of India and the state government, as per the requirements and the forces for effective implementation of the monetary policy of the country. Henceforth, this market is also a organized market and a structured market being controlled, guided and supervised by the Reserve Bank of India from time to time. That's why this market is called as T-bills market or the treasury bills market. Next, coming to the question of the commercial bill market. What is this commercial bill market? The commercial bill market is a very short-term market which is negotiable and having self-liquidating money instruments at a low risk. A bill of exchange is drawn by a seller on the buyer to make payment within a certain period of time. Generally, the maturity period is of 3 months, and sometimes there may be an extension of the maturity period of the commercial bills. The commercial bill can be resold a number of times during the usance period of the bill. The commercial bills are purchased and discounted by commercial banks and are rediscounted by financial institutions like Exim Bank, SIDBI, IDBI, etc. In India, the commercial bill market is very much underdeveloped. RBI is trying to develop the bill market in our country very extensively. RBI has introduced an innovative instrument like derivatives and the usage of promissory notes with a view to eliminate the movement of papers and to facilitate multiple rediscounting. This is what we will go for the learning of the commercial bills market. Now, the certificate of deposits. This is also called as CDs. The certificate of deposits are issued by commercial banks and development financial institutions. They are unsecured, negotiable promissory notes issued at a discount to the face value. The scheme of commercial certificate of deposits was introduced in 1989 by Reserve Bank of India. The main purpose behind the issue of the certificate of deposits is to enable the commercial banks to raise the funds from the market. At present, the maturity of the certificate of deposits ranges from 3 months to 1 year period, and they are issued in multiples of 25 lakh subject to a minimum size of rupees 1 crore. Minimum is required 1 crore and the instrument value is subject to minimum 25 lakhs. And the certificate of deposits can be issued at discount to the face value. They are freely transferable, and but only after the lock-in period of 45 days after the issue of the certificate of deposits. In India, the certificate of deposits market is quite small. In 1992, the RBI allowed 4 financial institutions, ICICI, IDBI, IFCI and IRBI, to issue certificate of deposits with a maturity period of 1 year to 3 years. Now coming to the question of the commercial papers. The commercial papers are introduced in January 1990 after the reforms in the Indian financial system. The commercial papers can be issued by listing companies which have been working of not less than 5 crores of money capital. They could be issued in multiples of 25 lakhs. The minimum size of issue being rupees 1 crore. At present, the maturity period of commercial papers ranges between 7 days to 1 year. The commercial papers are issued at a discount to face the value and redeem at its face value. Right? That is what today we will go for learning of the unorganized sector. Remaining other aspects of the unorganized sector, starting from money market, mutual funds, the repo market, the FHI, and the unorganized sector participants in the next class. Thank you very much.